Hi ladies, I wanted to do a quick video for you about expectations are disappointments waiting to happen. And I just wanted to share what happened to me on Sunday. So I had to go to church for first service. Our church has 3 services. I needed to be there for first service to help out with baptisms, and then the plan was that I come back home and get my husband for second service. And so as I was traveling back home to pick him up for second service, the thought came to my mind. I don't know if it was my own thought or the enemy planted the thought. Probably the enemy, because he knew it would set me up for disappointment and cause a division. So the thought entered my mind, oh, I bet when I get home, my husband will be up and ready to go, showered, dressed, bed made, ready to go, because that's what happened last time I had to help with baptisms and come back and get him. I walked in the door and he was just like ready to go, and I was like so happy and shocked, because for my husband, he has the motto like better late than never, and I have the motto um, that if you're not early, you're late. So you can imagine how this has been a problem in our marriage for all these years. So I get home and I'm expecting him on Sunday to be ready like he was before, because I have built up a belief in me that if my husband would just do these things for me, then I will feel loved, right? If they speak our love language, we feel loved. And if they don't, we don't feel loved, which is a lie, right? So I walk in, and what do you think happened? He's still in bed. I was just like, I just stood there in the bedroom like, um, I thought you'd be up and ready to go. And I knew he could, like, I was so disappointed. And I knew he could feel that disappointment. And so he just shot back a comment to me like, oh, and I thought you were going to come back to bed, just like an attack back at me. He wanted to say something back. And he got up right away and got ready, and we got to church on time and everything. But that disappointment that I felt and that he felt from me just created this like atmosphere all day long of just kind of, I don't know if I want to say a disconnection, maybe a little bit, but what I realized is that it kind of let the air out of his balloon. Like, normally he, especially on Sundays, he's totally happy and wants to spend the day with me and wants to go do things with me, and he was just very like in a funk, like he has spent so many years of our marriage, just wants to come home and sit in the recliner and just do nothing. Like, it was very evident that something had changed. Well, before we left for church, while he was getting ready, um, I went ahead and I was just doing chores like laundry and stuff, and I just felt so much frustration towards him. And I asked the Lord, I was like, why am I so frustrated towards him? And the Lord told me expectations. And I'm like, oh, dang it. I've worked on not having expectations, but I just went right into there. I was just so deceived with an expectation. So I just want to encourage you to not have or put these expectations in your heart and mind toward your husband, like, oh, I expect him to do the dishes, I expect him to take out the trash, I expect him to make the bed or be ready to go, or say this or do that or bring me flowers or whatever. Those expectations are going to set you up for discouragement, and our husbands are going to feel the discouragement from us, and it's going to totally just take the wind out of their sail. And if you're like me, if you've had a husband who would just come home from work and just sit in the recliner and just want to veg out and not deal with anything, I would encourage you to just check your heart of where you're making him feel discouraged, and start building him up and encouraging him. And if you do have an expectation and you put it on him and he let you down, um, ask for his forgiveness. Like, tell him that you shouldn't have expected that, and um, you shouldn't have expected that, and you shouldn't have allowed that disappointment to creep into your marriage. Yeah, so I was just really bummed out for Sunday. The Lord, the next day on Monday morning when I was in my tabernacle, the Lord, I was processing it with the Lord, and the Lord said, "Now you're." I was so just bummed out. I just felt like the day was just ruined, and the Lord said, "You're thinking like Sunday was ruined, and nothing good came out of it. But what good came out of it was that I learned that all these years I had been putting constant expectations on my husband, and I was causing him to be in a funk and not excited about life or about our marriage." So I just hope that you learn from my mistake on Sunday, and just remove all those expectations and just love your husband and build him up. Okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.